An emergency room doctor from Illinois is back now from volunteering with the Israeli Red Cross. Dr. David Kawior traveled to the city of Sderot after Hamas attacked on October 7th. He was treating those injured soldiers, training paramedics, and those who are surveying rocket attack sites, and it is ugly there. He faced rocket attacks as well while in Israel almost every day during his time. That brave doctor, David Kawior, with us now. Thank you for being here. He's an attending physician of emergency medicine at Northwestern. Why did you go? What motivated you to take the risk and go to Israel in the first place?
Thank you so much for having me today. It's an excellent question. What motivated me, especially with a young family, 3 young kids, is I come from a family of Holocaust survivors. Some of the family emigrated to Israel shortly after the war. I grew up with stories similar to what we saw on October 7th. I had been to Israel the first time when I was 15, just around the time of the Second Intifada. So I was very familiar with, these horrible things that could inevitably happen on a daily basis. And I volunteered to stay there to do trauma surgery in 2012 during Operation Pillar Cloud at Soroka, which was a primary target during that escalation. So I had some familiarity, but when October 7th happened, it was something that was life-changing for me, to say the least. And I volunteered with many organizations as quickly as I could the following day.
Were you prepared for what you saw once you got on the ground there?
Not at all. And that's having been practicing nearly 10 years in emergency medicine in Chicago, in very rough areas, traumatic areas as well. The level of first, just national mourning, which is everywhere you go, is something that's absolutely breathtaking in that regard. And then the constant reminder that you can't do anything on a daily basis without knowing that it's going to get interrupted by a rocket, by a terrorist attack, by something else. A lot of the civilians there told me that in a steady state, it feels like COVID again, where people are afraid to leave their homes because if you go grocery shopping, if a rocket comes in, you can't find cover. And so people are staying home. Even civilians, not military, are having horrible medical emergencies because they're delaying significant care by staying home unnecessarily.
Tell me, doctor, about the injuries you saw and the patients you treated.
So I had a mixed bag. I had a mix of civilian and soldiers. Civilian were run-of-the-mill emergencies as related to either basic, everyday things versus casualties from the attack. I had a little boy who had a traumatic brain injury and a cardiac arrest from falling off a trampoline, just trying to seek shelter after a rocket alarm came in from his town in Ashkelon. He suffered a terrible head bleed, cardiac arrest, and now he has a horrible traumatic brain injury. And then I saw soldiers as well. So I was with a lot of the reserve soldiers who were working as paramedics, only taking care of soldiers. And we would take some of the casualties, some of the worst casualties that were coming from Gaza, especially in the northeastern aspect prior to the ceasefire, and dropping them off at some of the trauma centers along the coastal north.
And what would they share with you about what they had witnessed, what they had been through?
They had been through terrible things. I mean, these were kids. In Israel, there's mandatory service after high school. So you had regular recruits who were, 18, 20, 21 years old. And then you had people who were in the reserves who were coming back and they were suffering horrible injuries. You would have surgical airways, so traumatic airways. You would have gunshot wounds all over the body. You would have missing limbs from explosions, anti-tank or RPGs, collapsed lungs, any sort of thing that you can imagine in war, both, in the civilian side, from mass casualty events, from shootings, et cetera, to an actual, military escalation, I saw.
Yeah, and many of the people who are dealing with the traumatic brain injuries, the other injuries, have lost or know someone who was killed in the attack that day. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.